Hello everybody, welcome to Walkabout Europe, the Football Manager 21 Journeyman save where we can only move between clubs in the game when we've walked or exercised the equivalent distance in real life. We are up against it now. At the beginning of the fourth season of this Journeyman, our second season with Sportunion Vöcklamarkt, very shortly we'll square off and play the second best team in the second tier of Austrian football, and we have got a dogfight this year. Our wage budget is 1/10 of the wage budgets of the team around us. We were consistently outbid for our summer targets this year. And we're predicted to finish in the relegation zone. And not only that, we're a semi-professional club faced with a league of professional clubs. We are going to be battling for every point and every goal all season long. And loving it. Not only that, in this episode, we will take a look at our summer transfers. And I have to warn you, would you believe that over the summer, we were able to sign both Ronaldo and Messi? No? Would you believe we were able to sign a 4-star central midfielder from the Premier League with the finishing of 13? No? How about a washed-up 32-year-old left winger with the leadership of 3 who insisted on being the team captain? That one's real. But anyway, I hope you'll stick around. We're going to square off and get a big match. We'll look at our summer transfers. It might be the second biggest episode we've ever had. Hope you'll see you there. Hello everybody, welcome back to the beginning of our fourth season in this Journeyman, our second with Sportunion Vöcklamarkt. It is opening day 2023 at the end of July, about 2 months after the glow of us winning promotion to this second tier of Austrian football, and I can tell you the glow is long gone. It's been a rough summer. We are really up against it. There's so many things to go through, but the biggest thing is I found it really hard to sign players for the club. A lot of players don't want to play for us because they don't think we're at the right stature. And then, for whatever reason, it seemed like every time I'd find the perfect player, just what I was looking for, and I got him to agree to a contract, and there were no other bidders on him, like 5 or 6 clubs would swoop in and offer him twice as much money, and poof, he was gone. So many times that happened. We have got some players in, and we'll take a look at a few of them before we jump into our first match, but we still need a striker. We still need a left and right winger, and we still need a goalkeeper. We are in serious trouble as we start this season. But there is some good news. I have some good news and some bad news, and let's run through things for a couple minutes before we start our match. First up, the good news. Ding dong, Continental C license. Yes, we got it. So our reputation now is up to 2 stars, which is pretty cool. And as soon as I got it, boom, they said, okay, you can go for a Continental B license. They didn't even do that silly thing where they reject you and then you go to the boardroom and then they say, just kidding, you can get it. They just let me go right towards it. So that was good. Also, we did dabble in the job market a little bit. Got as far as an interview with a team in the top level of Croatian football, but we didn't get that job. Interesting enough, one of the things that I've noticed now with this save is that, well, I mean, you can imagine, this pyramid in football gets smaller as you get to the top. So now that we got 2 stars, all of like those lower league clubs, of which there's tons of them in Austria and Italy and stuff like that, those aren't really good clubs that we're going to want to move to. So the number of clubs that we want to move to the same level or move up is getting smaller, which means the number of places we can apply to is smaller. I really only found 3 clubs within range, didn't get an interview at 2, and got rejected after an interview at the other one. So we're here for this season. Might entertain a move at the beginning of the year, but for the moment, we're starting here and we're going to see how this goes, and I'm excited for the challenge. Also, another piece of good news. Yes, we have £776,000 of TV revenue this year. Which means, look at our finances. If you recall, when we were last together, we were £280,000 in debt. Right now, we're £120,000 in debt, and it's only 2 months later. We've closed our debt by £160,000. Now, you think that would make the board increase the wage budget or let us hire more coaches? But nope, that's not going on, apparently. We're still stuck at £11,000 per week. And that brings me to the other point. If we look at just to kind of like this, our first season we got promoted with Rosic, right? And our second season we were predicted to finish near the bottom. But in all honesty, I thought we were going to be okay here. But this is a big jump. The difference in levels now is like going from the National League in England to League One. So it's almost like a double league jump in England. This is a big gap. If we look at some of the teams in this level and say, for example, we go here and let's look at the season preview. So here's where we're predicted. I've been working so hard to get us out of this relegation zone. When we started, we were 25-1 odds. Now we're 11-1. But these bottom 4 teams can't get promoted, so they're not included in the rankings, and they usually finish close to the top of the table. So we're still in that bottom 3 grouping of clubs here that's kind of predicted to get relegated. And if you look at this, like here's at TSV Hartleberg, right? Their average salary this year, where is it? If we click here, is £1,200 per player. That's the average wage. Grazer, £1,100 per player. FC Blau-Wies-Linz, £1,200 per player. Then you get to us, the little semi-professional club. Average wage, £174 per week per player. Yeah, we are really up against it. Looking at the players we're going against today, the value of their 2 midfielders is over £2 million each. The value of our midfielders, about £50,000 each. So we really have a battle on our hands this year. It's going to be a tough one, but we're not giving up. And we are not giving up by any means, and crazier things have happened. We have been busy as well. There's been a little bit to look at in the transfer market. Now, there's a lot of players here. I'm not going to go through all of them, but a couple of them, we'll kind of talk a little bit more about some of them as we go through the season here. This one's highly entertaining, though. Eduard Haas. We signed him as a center back, central defender, and he's a good player. Look at all this green, right? Jumping, though, of 7 for a center back, heading of 9, and check out his height. He's 5'6", 143 pounds. I don't know why he's playing center back. So I'm trying to convert him into a midfielder. We can play a ball-winning midfielder, kind of like the Dieter Jensen move, because he's got much better numbers and skills than Dieter Jensen. But unfortunately, AJ is not really happy about this. He is openly disgruntled about having to learn a new position. But he's not going to play center back for us. That's nuts. So he's one of our signings. We have had a little bit more luck at center back too. We got this guy, Bojan Lugonja. From, where's he from? I think Krakow? Oh, Bosnia and Herzegovina. Yeah. And he looks pretty good. I mean, good numbers all around. Good jumping reach, heading of 11, marking of 11, tackling of 11, positioning of 11. Those are pretty good numbers for those key essentials. He is got a suspension for this match for something he must have done last year, which is kind of making me a little bit worried in itself. Maybe he's not Mr. Nice Guy here, but his mentals are okay. His physicals look pretty good. I think this guy can play center back. So defensively, center back, I think we're okay. But I haven't been able to find a goalkeeper. I haven't been able to find a winger. Well, I did find this one guy that I mentioned in the opening intro. This guy, Sancido Silver. Literally, honest to God, he insisted on being the captain in the negotiation for the contract. He has a leadership of 3. This is out of 20 if you don't know the game. 3 out of 20 is not very good. Basically, that means you just don't lead anybody. Determination is 6, teamwork of 6, and a work rate of 4. But he wants to be the captain. I think that's what we call the Dunning-Kruger effect. So I think after I did sign him and greet him, and he hasn't come in, I can still refuse the contract. We're not going to take this guy because I think that just doesn't make any sense. I mean, that's just downright crazy. And his numbers aren't quite that good. Still desperately trying to find a winger, though, and desperately trying to find a striker. We did find this one guy, Eduard Haas, an Austrian guy. He is 20 years old, got pretty good numbers, but he's really one-dimensional, poacher-like player. And I think we need someone who's going to be more an attacking forward up there. And I blew it. Tafner, who led the league in goal scoring last year, he wanted a lot of money, so I figured I'd just let him kind of sit around and not sign with us until the season started. And then he left the team, and now he won't talk to me. So I kind of screwed that one up too. I'm still hopeful I might be able to get him back because it seems like he's one of the few players on our team that can actually kick the ball in the net. But We'll talk a little bit more about transfers in future episodes and stuff like that. We did sell a couple players for 80,000. That was good. We got some pretty good midfielders in too. I'm pretty excited about that, and I'll point a couple of them up as we jump into the episode here. But I think that's about it. Oh, nope. There's one thing I wanted to show us, because in another little piece of kind of happy news, because I think we're going to have to look for and really dig all the happy news we can find. Rositz, right? When we last looked at Rositz, they were buried in the relegation zone of the second tier of Czech football. But last season, they ended up going on a winning spree towards the end of the season, and they pulled themselves out. You can see it on the right-hand side, kind of up over my head here. They pulled themselves out. They got 28 points, and they finished in 11th place, and they stayed in the league. And they've won their first game this season. So they're still in the second tier of Czech football, which is pretty cool. So go Slovan Rositz. I like that club, except pretty much for the butchered trees next to my apartment. That was a really fun 2 years. So I do think, however, we may have a goalkeeper coming in, not to jump around too much, but I'm really desperately freaking out that we need a goalkeeper. We have this guy on trial, and I've offered him a contract, and technically he's signed, and right about now is the time where all the other clubs come in and try to sign him too. So I'm a little bit freaked out that we're going to lose him, but I'm hopeful we'll get him. He should be better than our current keeper. And I do have this guy on left wing. Well, he can't really play left wing yet, but I think we can try to turn him into a left winger. Looks really solid all around. Really good physicals, decent mentals, decent technicals for this level. He can play left wing, but he can't play an attacking left wing. Maybe we can convert him. If not, we might pull him back a little bit, because I think we're going to be on the defensive this year a lot anyway. But without going too much into the weeds, I think that's enough to overview the table. I do have a challenge for you, and maybe we can make this a little bit of a contest. So let's have a pick the points contest. My challenge for you is down in the comments down below. How many points do you think we'll get this season? Now, we have to help you out a little bit, right? Because it's not that easy. Here's the league table. There are 16 teams. We play everybody else in the league twice. So 30 matches. So if we win all our matches, that's 90 points. If we lose all our matches, it's 0 points. Put down in the comments below, how many points do you think we'll get this season? Feel free to add the place if you'd like to. And let's have, how about the winner gets to nickname one of our new gen players, anything like PG 13 or milder. And if we have a tie or something like that, we'll do the spin the wheel to figure out who wins it. So going forward, at some point you can say, I want to nickname that player, and you can name them anything you want in the game, and that will be your nicknamed player. So down in the comments down below, give it a shot. See what you think the points we'll get this year for. I will say one thing. This is a season, I figure we're going to leave at the end of this season. But if we were to get a good job offer in the middle of the season, I might jump ship. We might want to take off and go someplace else. So in which case we would take the point total at the place in the middle of the season. So if you think that's going to happen, then you might want to consider that in your point total guess. But let's jump into the action. We've kind of belabored the point a little bit here. It is time to square off. We are going to square off today against, I think it's FC. Let's go to team selection here. FC Liedering. Now, they finished second in the league last year. So this is going to be a tough battle. We're going to go with this formation here, a 4-1. Usually what we have is a 4-1-2-3 last year, but I'm going to pull Elsnig, our left winger, back a little bit. One, because he's been really struggling on the left-hand side, and he really hasn't done very well. So I'm going to try to pull him back and give him a little bit of a defensive position. And then we're using Bayer out on the right. We have, and one of our new signings, this striker, Stefan Dorfmeyer, who is pretty decent. He's kind of the only one I think comes close to an attacking forward that can play and do a bunch of different things. Really fast, not the greatest finishing though, off the ball flair. And then we're going to try to bring Bastian Bayer as an inside forward on the right side who can just run in and kick the ball in the net. I don't think it's going to work, and we haven't really looked good in preseason. By the way, we've been kind of a mix. The preseason's a whole nother story. I'll talk about that at some other point in the future. But the whole season, we've looked okay, and we actually lost our first game of the season. I lost our first game, which was the cup match against the team in the division down below us. We just don't look very good. I just don't have a good feeling for this season. But, so here's our formation. 4-1-3-1-1 off, asymmetric. Boy, that's a mouthful. I am excited about some of our midfielders, though. This guy, Husik, is on unload. Mirza Husic, he's in on loan. Really good kind of central midfielder with a good defensive tilt to him. So he should be a nice all-around midfielder. 4 stars at this, and he ranks out as being fit for this level. So we'll talk about some of this. And Dakriat, that player who wants to be a center back, we're going to try him as a defensive midfielder. He's going to be terrible, in which case we'll probably bring Jensen in about halfway through the match. And I think that's about it going across the back. Tennant was our goalkeeper from last year. Kurznar and Zirk were our wingback, our outside fullback and wingback from last year. Kraus and Hildernik are 2 new defensive center backs that we signed. Vanderpitt is a new midfielder. Dorfmeyer, a new striker. Bayer we had last year and played him at striker. And Elsnig was our winger who we're trying to replace out on the left-hand side. So a mix of new and old. We don't really have good dynamics. We've had a rough preseason, but I'm going to go talk to them. Let's get at this match, and let's see how this season will start out. Alrighty, let's get started. We are in the greens going from right to left. Edja Dirk Dakriat, that center back that we're playing as a defensive midfielder, is super nervous, as you can see, with this little orange semi-half neutral face here. So I'm a little bit concerned. We're going to have to keep an eye on him and see how he does. He's playing out of position and not happy about it. Uh-oh, a corner for them early. Tannert skies out, fighting for his job. He's saying, oh, you don't need to replace me. Oh, long boot to Bayer. Bayer's in. Can he score? Blasts it into the side netting. Oh, see, that's that one-dimensional. He's got blinders on. He's like a racehorse. He just goes down and he can't see around or stuff like that. Okay, 11 minutes in. I would be super happy with any point in any match. Now Dakriat is just completely bummed out. Okay, oh, a throw to us down in their end. Bayer kicks it off their defender. I think we're going to see a lot of that. He's just not much more than a one-dimensional straight player. Zirk cuts in the middle, playing as a wingback. Uh-oh, this could be trouble. No, but Kurznar. Kurznar might be our best player, by the way, outside right back. Bayer chips it in. Dorfmeyer disallowed offside. Oh, I thought we had a chance. The old cross it to the outside winger who hits it to the striker who is slightly offside trick. Didn't quite work. Oh, that was so close. Oops, hit the mic. Sorry about that, Chief. Okay, 20 minutes in. Whoops, wait. It's time for a shout. Let's do encourage to the entire team. Oh, Kraus is down. Now they're happy. Uh-oh, they're going to score shot. Ooh, is that the bar? Missed it by that much. I think I got them all in now. We're pumped up, though. Look at that. They responded to the shouts here. Let's do that again. Right now. Uh-oh. Yeah, I know he's being played out of position. I'm the manager. I put him there. I can't shout yet. Uh-oh, this feels not very good. I have a whole bad feeling about this whole match, so I shouldn't really say I feel bad about this highlight. Basically, any highlight I don't feel very good about. What are they doing? Are they playing keep away? Or keep the ball? What's going on? Uh-oh, now they're moving forward. This feels like one of... Oh, they got 2 players in. Oh, Tannert comes up big again. You go, lad. Can we shout yet? Let's get everybody green. Kraus is bummed out, too. And Elsnig and Zirk, what the heck? And Dakriat's got a yellow card? Come on, boys. Oh, I should have mentioned, we're going to switch him to defensive midfielder. Ease off tackles. I think we're going to have to get Jensen in at halftime. This is not quite working here. And I want to shout. Yeah, our team morale isn't very good because we haven't had a very good preseason. That's another thing I can tell you about. I accidentally didn't really realize it. Did we shout yet? Encourage. Let's go, boys. Come on. Listen to me. There we go. And everybody's green. Oof. Wow, is that a save? Nope. Hit it wide. We're dodging bullets here. They have got us on XG, too. Yes, so I had the box accidentally ticked off where your assistant, your behind-the-scenes players, schedule the preseason friendlies. I scheduled some preseason friendlies, and then they scheduled like a bazillion preseason friendlies. So literally the whole month of July has been preseason friendlies. And if you cancel them, you actually lose the training spots unless you do all these gymnastics with a training that I didn't know about. And so we basically have only had like 2 training sessions in the month of July. It's been kind of crazy. Oh my God, apprehensive, nervous, nervous. What the heck? Okay, I'm going to talk to them. We'll sort it out, see if I can figure out this mental collapse here in the sideline. So we'll get him going here. All right, so we're back for the second half. Dakriat, actually, when I gave him a little bit of a speech there, he got all pumped up. And he's like, yeah, we got this. So only Husic now, our central midfielder, is nervous. Bayer tips it on. to Berghammer. Now that's a cool name. Berg is mountain, right? So Berghammer is the mountain hammer. Uh-oh. Nice. Zirk cleans it up, but sends it right back to them. Uh-oh. Back heel passes are never a good sign. Zirk cleans it up again. Dorfmeyer picks it up. We're bouncing the ball back and forth. A little bit of possession for us here. Out to the Bayer, who can run. Can't dribble, but he can run. Gives up and sends it to Kurznar. Into Dorfmeyer. He's in! And he scores! We hit him on the counter. We're up 1-0. Oh my goodness. That was a completely against the run of play goal. Wow. Check it. Bayer back to Kurznar. Was it Kurznar? What a ball. Kurznar, by the way, is that 18-year-old, that superstar we signed it completely blind without knowing his ratings at the middle of last year. And it turns out he has great ratings. I actually kind of want to watch that one 3 times. It was so cool. But yeah, he's, I think, our best player. And right back, and he's done really well, did well towards the end of last year and stuff like that. Now, we have to watch out for some players. We have them tired here. I would be astounded if we got points out of this. Oh, what do we say with a 1-0 lead? I think we say nothing. I'm a little worried about Kraus at 6.4, who's kind of nervous. Everybody's nervous? Okay. I need to shout something, but what is it? It's not encourage. Focus. No pressure. Try that. I've never done that one. I don't feel like... Oh, God. Oh, my God. They're all bummed out. That was like the worst thing I could have said. They're going to score. Yep. Oh, highlight to us. No pressure. Zirk flips it in to Elsneg. To Zirk, who chips it in front. Bayer hits it in. An old goal disallowed. Why? Why? What? Why was it? That shouldn't... What the heck? Ref. Oh, what? Get a dog, ref. Okay, 70 minutes here. We will... We're winning 1-0. Look, I'm not sure if you can see this, but we have these little red marks, right? Those are overwhelmed by the feedback. And the little yellow marks are pressured by the orange marks are pressured by. We have 4 players pressured by the feedback, 5 players overwhelmed by the feedback. What did I say? I said just no pressure. How can that be overwhelming? Literally, how can you be overwhelmed by no pressure? I mean, what it... Okay, anyway, Kraus is on a 6.3, and I'm going to sort out some subs here. I'll be right back. All right, we switched out our meltdown center back and our meltdown ball-winning midfielder. So Jensen comes in, who played all last year. He was our Leo Demis experiment. Oh, we need to have a Leo Demis experiment this year too, don't we? And Faik Adin, who's on the ball right now as a center back. Still hoping he can get some time. Over the top, Dorfmeyer picks it up. Something's here. This is a highlight to us. Ellsberg, we don't look very certain. Zirk is going to shoot. Oh, gosh, over the bar. So close. Okay. 68 minutes. I'm in that clicking the game match. 80 minutes. Van de Pert is completely out of gas. It's time for our last sub. We're going to replace him at central midfielder. We brought in Aral, who was our good central midfielder from last year. I'm hoping to kind of alternate him and out. He should see some time. 85 minutes. It is time here to really slow things down here. I feel like since we've brought Jensen and Adin in, it's slowed down their opportunities here. Uh-oh, Adin's in meltdown mode. 88 minutes. Keep going, boys. 89. What's the extra time? 4 minutes. Oh, that's a lot. Come on, hang on. This would be huge points to start the year. Yes! Wow! I did not see that coming. That must have been against the run of play, though. They must have had a higher XG for us. So 12 shots, 5 on target for them, an XG of 0.93. We, though, ended up with 9 shots, 2 on target with an XG of 0.85. Wow, I was not expecting that. It's important to switch our focus to the next match. No. We build them up. Look at this. They're still nervous and apprehensive. The match is over, men. It's over. You won. It's done. Why are you nervous and apprehensive now still? It doesn't make any sense. Let's go outstretched arms. Well done, lads. That was a good win for us. And you're still nervous and apprehensive. What is wrong with this team? I don't get it. We're completely lost our mental attitude here. But we're in first place, second place. Yay! Check it out. Let's continue on. Wow. Union Vöcklamarkt ease past FC Liefering. Sportunion came out on top. Well, anyway, I am totally floored by that result. I don't know what to make it. Let me know what you think down in the comments. And don't forget, take a shot at the point total to name a player in one of our upcoming seasons. You can use it whenever you want. PG-13 or milder, please. Give us a guess as to what you think our point total will be at the end of the season, keeping in mind that we may actually end up moving halfway through the season if something pops up. And oh look, it does. Kersnar gets the game of the match of the player. I was mentioning he's our best player, our right back. So we'll praise his performance there to wrap up this episode. We'll see you in the next match. We'll be back on Saturday. Going forward, this is a nice balanced schedule at this level of the game, which I really like. We'll probably go through these 4 matches in August. The transfer window actually closes at the end of August, so that is a factor. I thought it was the end of July. We have another month to try to get a keeper, a striker, and some more wingers out there. And we're not going to take the crazy winger with the Dunning-Kruger effect who thinks he's the leader of the team with the leadership of 3. That guy's out. Definitely not signing him. So we're going to try to get some more players in here. We'll probably come back maybe for one of these matches in September. Thanks so much for tuning in. If you've enjoyed the episode, please give it a thumbs up. If you're new, please consider subscribing. We will continue with all the fun of this Journeyman coming up on Saturday morning. So see you this weekend. Saturday morning, by the way, I get my second vaccine dose of the Moderna one. So I should be, after that episode, I might be a shivering wreck for about 2 or 3 days, depending on how the after effects kick in. But excited, I'm not excited about it, but I'm looking forward to being over with it. So take care, everybody. See you again. Have a great Thursday and Friday. Bye-bye.